Absolutely. Not a lot of bright spots there for the Orange, but we now turn to CitrusTV reporter Tyler Melito, who was able to take in the crazy atmosphere tonight in the Dome himself. Tyler, the Dome had the largest student section attendance in history tonight, with over 8,000 students present. How did that energy from the student section impact the action on the court?
Ashley, the Dome, I mean, it's empty right now, you can see it, but it was insane tonight with all the fans, student section included, over 8,000, as you mentioned, a new record. And honestly, though, although it was a 20-point game, you could say that they did have an immense impact because this team feeds off of it. We've seen it all season long. Buddy Boeheim and Joe Girard especially, they feed off this crowd. They love playing for these fans. Jim Boeheim has given nothing but praise for the fans all season long, and that showed once again today their passion and love for this team, even though they've been struggling immensely.
Hey Tyler, how's it going? We're going to switch gears a little bit, but did you notice any reactions from the SU starters when the bench started to take up some minutes and hit the floor?
Yeah, Annie, first off, I'm doing great. Hopefully you're doing as good as well. My angle was not great. I don't know if you can see it, but I was on the other end, right by the Duke bench, not nearly near the Syracuse bench, so I couldn't get much facial reaction. But Coach Boeheim mentioned post-game that simply Jimmy Boeheim and Cole Swider did not have their best games. So he was forced to play guys like Benny Williams, Barama Sidibe, John Bolajak. I don't mention Frank Anselm simply because Jim Boeheim, he's had him in his doghouse ever since Frank Anselm took over as the starter. But Jimmy Boeheim and Cole Swider just not have their best games. Cole Swider picked up 3 early fouls in the first half. That really limited him to only 14 minutes in this one. But frankly, Jim Boeheim was pleased with what he saw out of guys like Benny Williams, someone who has not played much this season, someone who the fans, and myself included as a member of the media, has been calling for to play more. He played 30 minutes and had a career high in points and rebounds. Jim Boeheim was pleased. I think the team overall was pleased at what they saw their teammates do, although it came in a loss.
Hey Tyler, I want to say great tie selection tonight, and obviously the first half was an awful performance by the Orange, and defensively and offensively. Just a quick question, did you see a change in attitude or approach from Coach Boeheim in the second half?
Well, Chloe, thank you for my tie game. I struggle with that more often than not, but I appreciate the praise. As for the adjustment from first half to second half, I think it was just Jim Boeheim really adjusting on the fly to the fact that Symir Torrance was out. He got hit in the head, had to leave the game in the first half with stitches, and was not able to return. Cole Swider, as mentioned, having foul trouble. Jimmy Boeheim not having the best game. Frank Anselm not having the best game. It was really Coach Boeheim being forced to play guys that usually don't see a lot of playing time. But he did mention post-game that the one thing that he expects his team to do, and that it's supposed to carry over into the remainder of the season, is that they got to compete. Regardless of the score, he wants his team to compete for 40 minutes. And although the scoreboard did not show it tonight, overall, you should be proud as a Syracuse fan, as a Syracuse member of the media, for how they competed. Because against any other team, they probably would have played much better, and they probably would have came out of the win. Duke is on a whole different level. So in terms of adjustments, it was really just who was on the floor and who was not available for Jim Boeheim.
Yeah, we're always proud of them no matter what. Tyler, thank you. Our reporter Tyler Melito, he gave us fantastic coverage all game long on his Twitter feed, and now an excellent post-game report as well. Tyler, thanks so much. After a quick break, we'll get into